Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, new Visa Starfrost support. It was revealed a couple of days ago, but it was in between the Horus cards, which were uploaded yesterday. So, finally time for this one. And I've uploaded Mannadium a couple of times already, past weeks, because of, again, new support every time. And here, the new support with, the Visa Starfrost cards, right? They are kind of good, a couple of them. One of the new Veda cards, the bottom row, the fourth from the right, is an iffy one. As you know, it could kind of skip your opponent's turn, if you know what I mean. It's a pendulum monster, you'll see it. It's searchable off of one of the new cards, a planetary card, a searchable spell, a rota, basically for Veda monsters. Currently we have two, so the one here in the pendulum scale, the one that skips your opponent's turn as soon as they're using their extra deck, plus this one, the level 8 one, the Veda Caranta. It's basically an extender which searches Clear World if you're able to special summon with its effect, while on the other hand it's also a level 8, a free early level 8 on field to potentially go for an early Baron to, I guess, come through to, I guess, one of this deck's biggest weaknesses, and that's of course Nibiru. So what's the gimmick of this new support? I feel that this new Pendulum monster, going first, I could see this card being main decked for this deck, Mannadium, Visa Starfrost theme. So what does it say? Just activate it as a pendulum scale. Every time you destroy a card, it doesn't really matter, right? With Baron or, with your Mannadium stuff, your engine, your pendulum monster will get 3 counters. And the gimmick is that as soon as you have like 12 counters on that card, you can special summon it to the field. It has like 4k defense. And then, during your opponent's turn, as soon as your opponent is using their extra deck, you can banish, 12 cards from like your graveyard, hand, field, I believe. And then your opponent's turn will be end phase. It will come to the end phase of that turn. So it's basically a Nekomane King, you know what I mean, when it's like milled or sent to the graveyard. So that's really cool. The thing is that, and it's, the question, does the deck really need it, right? As you saw, like, if you're going first, like, regular Mannadium is already able to, pump out, like, Dispater, Appaloosa, and, your standard boards that we're used to with the deck. So, is it really worth it, the main next phase? I don't think so, simply because they're, at least this particular deck, simply because it's so heavy combo oriented, as we've seen with Yang Zings a couple of weeks ago, when Danglong got, back to 1, right, for the DCG, is the deck is not running too many non-engine cards, so, going second cards, like hand traps. I'm just not bothering with hand traps. Like most decks, they just play through hand traps. I'm looking at, Vanquished Souls, I'm looking at Dragonlink, Kashera, they just eat through hand traps, and especially if your deck is not able to play multiple, like Sprite, for example. I'm just on board breakers, like, Thrust, Dark Ruler, because again, I still think it's one of the better cards, especially going second, obviously, looking at Dark Ruler, right? So this one was very, very nice. Using Imagining, I believe the name is basically the, the archetypes, Destiny Draw. The thing now here is that I need to make sure that my monsters are in the same column as the monsters on their field. They are not able to drop the Fire Stratos to potentially pop one of my monsters in the same, column. So the thing here now is that simply because, this is a super heavy combo-oriented deck, again, you can eat through hand traps, a couple of negations, and, like Realm Heart is a quick effect, so you're able to dodge here, in this case, what was it, Fenrir, yeah? This is also one of the new ones. It's basically level 6 that reborns like a tuner. So, can I compare it to something? Yeah, maybe the XL Synchro Stardust, right? Well, it's level 8, this one is a level 6. It's also a tuner, if I'm not mistaken, but as you know, you could easily make Chaos Angel. It doesn't really matter if, you're using multiple tuners, for example. You're also running the new Visa Starfrost Synchro, which upon Synchro Summon searches basically any Visa Starfrost card. And that's where the new, or one of the options, right, the new trap comes into play, which is very interesting. One of the 2 traps here in my hand, the one is a counter trap on the negation, while the one in the middle here, it's like an artifact sanctum for an extra deck, or at least for your extra deck. What does it do? So you need to, during your opponent's turn, like banish one Visa Starfrost name on your side of the field. Of course, it can be Visa Starfrost, but that can be your level 8 Synchro, the one here far left, until the end phase, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And so it will eventually return. But what does it do? It makes it so that you can special summon a 3000 attack hard monster from your extra deck. And I think there's two that are really good. First of all, you have your Kashtira card, your Exceed one, you know, the Macrocosmos one. Small downside is that if the monster is special summoned this way, it can only use its effect once per turn. So, and that's a problem, right? Your, what is it, Kaleido, right? If I'm not mistaken, your Kashtira Exceed, you know. It will drop itself to the field, attaching, you know, one card, and that's it. So you're not able to, you know, attach multiple cards to it, potential, you know, banish something on the field. So it's basically a a full turn Macrocosmos, a shifter for your opponent, short set. So I could see myself side-decking that card, you know, if you're going first against decks that super rely on graveyard to, you know, pump out that one, that's cool. But the one I prefer, because it's so versatile and it's interruption, you're running the, the Tear Fusion, right? That's the Kaleido one, that, you know, banishes or interrupts your opponent, sends, you know, upon summon, sends something back from your opponent to the deck, which is, again, superb. It's, you know, very similar to, let's say, Spiral that are searching their Wing Blast alike card. So it's kind of similar to this. So that's kind of cool. That's actually really, really solid and versatile. So anyway, like this pattern is broken. Like next to Barrel, like this pattern might be better. I mean, it depends, right? But simply because, you know, it's so flexible, it extends. It's really, really crazy. So go for another free fusion. The deck is really, really solid, right? So going second, again, you're playing, at least I'm on board breakers. Again, Thrust, the Dark Ruler, Talents, you know, versatile cards going first, going second. Not as in Dark Ruler, but you know what I mean. Again, I'm not bothering with hand traps. So this hand is, again, nice combo-licious, right? So going second against Kashtira, that's probably going to be a solid field. We see double interruption in the form of hand traps. The red eyes is kind of iffy, but Dark Ruler just says no. So the 6th card, that's always nice. That just, you know, makes things much easier. So get Ashed on Thrust. I mean, that's cool. It's just one less hand trap to deal with. One extra draw. The Dark Ruler, not the best. So drop the level 4 Searcher, you know, the Mannadium Extender, basically pop one of my level 2s, that special summons one of the other level 2s, right? You know what I mean? You're potentially synchroing up, right? With the field spell. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm running the Tear field spell as well, right? Because it's an extra target basically for terraforming, and, you know, Visa Starfrost is a really important card for a really important extender because of the name as well, right? So that's why I'm playing deck, at least I'm main decking more field spells. Droll is big against this deck, but I mean, Droll is superb against a lot of decks, right? So going for the level 6, which again reborns the level 2 tuner, so that's fantastic, right? Go for Visa Starfrost to get another search. It's basically a Stratos, right? So you could search their counter trap, you could search that new trap that, you know, special summons Kaleido from the extra deck to bounce a card from your opponent. Again, fantastic. Like, look at this, guys. Like Chaos Angel, Baron, Appaloosa, Enphase with counter trap set, and, you know, Realm Heart for extending next turn. That's insane. That's really, really insane. So Baron for pop, and this should be game. No? Yeah, it should be. So one more replay left. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really matter, right? Extending, XL. Okay, yeah, I'm running double XL, I think, yeah. Because again, like, this pattern is so broken. Yeah, double this pattern, double XL, I think so, in the finalized build, right? I was running sprites at first, and that's the thing with the new engine, the new Veda cards. Like, the sprites do extend, they could potentially get up red, you know, which is Nibiru protection. But I'm not so sure. Are they better compared to the Veda cards? Maybe. Like, the Veda cards let you go second as well, because of the level 8 gives you a popping effect. So it needs more testing. But I do like them, simply because that Planetary Search spell, one of the new ones, also has a graveyard effect that, like this, what I was talking about. As soon as one of your cards is destroyed, you can banish that spell to get back your tuner, which was basically destroyed. So it's basically another extender. So that's cool, that's really cool. So short set here, yeah, last game, and okay, yeah, the thing here is it worth it, right? Your Pendulum monster, again, 4 destruction effects, not hard with the deck. The fusion also has a popping effect. You could go for Baron, right, to pop one of your cards, so it's super easy. And then, you know, special summon it to the field with its effect. Now, the thing is that you will only get that turn skip effect if your opponent uses their extra deck, which, I mean, let's face it, I think every almost every deck is using its extra deck. Problem though is that it's kind of easily stopped by you know, a lot of standard counters, right? And that's the problem. So is it, well, no. On the other hand, this deck is main decking a counter threat for stuff like Dark Rule or Forbidden Droplets, you know, so that's one less out for your opponent. But, I mean, I think the deck can use its space for more, you know, standard stuff, generic stuff, looking at talents, for example. Maybe hand traps, but again, I feel board breakers for this super combo-oriented deck, I feel is a bit better compared to one Ash that's probably not going to stop your opponent if you're going second. So this is cool, you know, the Pendulum bounces itself back, special summons the other level 8, the other Veda name from everywhere. So, you know, that's cool. So I like this, I really like this. Thing though is that it needs more testing, and I really needed to, at least I really need to want, or at least I want to add in another level 8 synchro. So probably the Adamant's a beta one, but again, feel free to leave suggestions, but I need more testing. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Leave them signing out. Peace.